Sometimes I read a book, like
Okay.
classic literature,
Yeah.
because I've always been a super nerd at heart. A lot of people like swear by music, but to me, it's more like in the background, and I'm just kind of focused and looking forward to what I have to do. I know a lot of people that they change like their mentality.
Mhm.
They'll start thinking like, I'm gonna go wreck this person and all that. I've never been a person that did that because to me, like, this is what I love to do. This is my job. It should be fun for you. If it's not fun for you, don't do it.
Yeah.
So every time I get out there, like, the fight is my reward. The whole build up to the fight, that's the hard work. Everything like the weight cuts, the training, the 3-a-days, the constant like shark tanks, that's so hard. That pushes me. So then by the time it's fight day, I'm like in the best mood ever. Like nothing can touch me that day because I'm like, yes, this is what I worked for. You crave the battle, not the glory. Like every time I walk into the cage, that's my reward.
Samantha, you're a professional MMA fighter, 2 division champ, warrior, and much, much more. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
I like to go back with my shows. Like, where did you grow up and what was childhood like for you?
I grew up in Miami,
Okay.
so sometimes we always joke like Sammy Miami would come out because I used to fight a lot, but I had no idea what I was doing. So I was
That's
like
awesome.
breaking bones in my hands and different things like that. Went off to college and decided I wanted to be a full-time fighter, and then just started training for that.
Come on. What was the reaction from your friends and your family when you're like, I want to go step in the cage and actually do this MMA
My
thing?
parents were really against it at first. I'm a triplet. I have two brothers.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
one of my brothers, he's a professional artist. He's super talented. There's probably like some stuff in the background,
Yeah.
back there and stuff where
Nice.
he does a lot of jujitsu paintings and things like that. And then my other brother is like jacked. So they were like, yeah, he's gonna be the fighter. And the jacked brother, of course, is like, I don't want to hurt anybody. Like he's a sweetheart. So I was like, oh, that's me. Let me hurt people. So they were against it at first, and then they saw me fight and saw how dedicated I was and that I had potential. Now they have shirts with my face on them. When COVID happened, they got masks with my face on them. Like
Come on.
they're all for it now.
Oh, that's unbelievable. I mean, before you went pro, your last time you fight, you won the Cage Warriors Atomweight Championship. Congratulations, by the way. What was
Thank
that
you.
moment like for you? And then why did you decide that that was it? That was the time for you to go pro?
Um, so I'm not gonna lie, I really wanted to win that fight because Dan Miragliotta was the ref, and I was like, I want him to hold my hand.
Yeah.
Like I've always looked up to him, so I was really excited to fight in front of him. And
Yeah.
I just felt so good that day. I went out there and I think I finished in like just over a minute.
Right.
Um, and it was my 11th fight, and I was like, I want to go pro. And they were like, all right, let's see if anything else is coming up first. And then I did a kickboxing fight right after, like 2 weeks after that, and won that. And they were like, okay, you can go pro now.
That's awesome. I mean, and you make your pro debut against very tough decision, Chelsea LaGrasse out there in October and Showcase MMA. All fighters lose at some point. You didn't win that via decision there, but when you do lose, like, what do you like to do? Do you want to get back in the cage, review the tape, or take a break? Like, what's kind of your routine after those losses?
um Study everything I did in the fight, fix everything I did in the fight, and immediately do it again.
Yeah,
Like just get back in there and be like, no, I'm gonna absolutely like destroy the next one. And whenever that's happened, because win or lose, all my fights are exciting. And whenever
totally.
it hasn't gone in my favor, my next fight is usually absolutely brutal. Like I
Yeah.
change a complete 180.
Come on. I love it. Love it. You know, and then as a fighter, like, especially with social media and stuff like that, there's always like haters and trolls everywhere. Have you had to deal with that? And if so, like, how do you get over that or through that?
So I don't get it too much anymore because people realized it didn't work on me.
Yeah.
There was like a fight poster a few years ago where all my opponent's fans were like, "Oh, beat that dude's ass! Like she looks like a man," and all this stuff. And I read those comments, and everybody was like, "Oh, don't be upset." And I was like, "Upset? Like I'm 105 pounds. I've always wanted to be big. Like this is the best thing that's ever happened to me." So I started this whole like BDE movement, like big dick energy. I
Yeah.
get dick stuff sent to me all the time,
Oh my
like
gosh.
eggplant emojis. I have like stickers with an eggplant emoji and a crown on top.
Yeah.
I've all these shirts, all these shorts, anything that basically has a reference to like BDE. I get tagged and stuff all the time. So nobody ever really trolls me anymore because I guess they realize like, oh well, that didn't work.
Right. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. I mean, what is the backstage ritual for you? Like, do you ever get nervous or scared before you walk out, or do you have anything that you do every time before you walk out to a fight?
Sometimes I read a book, like
Okay.
classic literature.
Yeah.
Um, because I've always been a super nerd at heart. A lot of people like swear by music, but to me, it's more like in the background, and I'm just kind of focused and looking forward to what I have to do. I know a lot of people that they change like their mentality.
Mhm.
They'll start thinking like, I'm gonna go wreck this person and all that. I've never been a person that did that, because to me, like, this is what I love to do. This is my job. It should be fun for you. If it's not fun for you, don't do it.
Yeah.
So every time I get out there, like, the fight is my reward. The whole build up to the fight, that's the hard work. Everything, like the weight cuts, the training, the 3-a-days, the constant like shark tanks, that's so hard. That pushes me. So then by the time it's fight day, I'm like in the best mood ever. Like nothing can touch me that day, because I'm like, yes, this is what I work for. You crave the battle, not the glory. Like every time I walk into the cage, that's my reward.
He just fired me up with that, man. I got like chills on my neck. That was awesome. So good. Like, how did you get the nickname Wolf Queen?
So my last name's Seff in
Okay.
Hebrew. I'm full-blooded Jew. What up? And
Okay.
it means wolf. And I always, the Miami in me, I'd always be like, yes, queen, and like say stuff like that.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, oh, wolf queen. And then it started up at the gym, and then once it started going around to other gyms, everybody was like, is that your fight name? And I was like, I guess it is. And it's cool. I got like a cool logo. My brother, the artist, he designed my logo. It's tattooed on my body. It's like the
Yeah.
wolf with the crown. So
It's a spectacular logo for sure. For us fans, like when can we expect to see you back in the cage? Do you have anything lined up?
so I've been in some talks with a few different promotions, and I have my heart set on like this really big up and coming possible deal in the future. I'm
Okay.
not allowed to like comment on anything just yet, but
Yeah.
like I've never been a person to dream small. Like I'm already a small person, so everything I do is big and huge.
Love it.
EDE.
Yeah.
So I'm making sure that whatever I put my career into is going to be something that people will recognize me and notice me by. Not again just because I want people to know who I am from fame, but I want people to know who I am because I want to make a difference. I want to fight, use that platform, and like do something in the world. I've never been a person to just sit by and like let things happen.
I love that mentality for sure, man. Keep changing the world. I love it. Love it. Like, how do you prefer folks to get in touch with you? Do you prefer them to get like through your website or through Instagram? Like, what's the best way for folks to connect, and follow you on that?
I have people that reached me mostly through either Instagram or my Facebook page,
Okay.
Wolf Queen MMA on Instagram, the Wolf Queen MMA page on Facebook, different things like that. I write for a few different magazines and publications. I keep a blog so people can reach me through those different outlets and venues as well. I'm always trying to put myself out there through that. And I'll pretty much always have time to reply to people. I make time.
Yeah. Love that. Hey, I wanted to shift to some fun questions. I've got these things. They're called pod decks. Essentially, there's random questions. I'm going to pull one out here, and hopefully it's not a flop here, but we'll see how it goes here.
I don't make things floppy, so it'll
Nice.
be good.
All right, let's grab one here. It says, if you had someone following you around all the time, what would you have them do?
Um, Bring me food.
Okay.
Nobody likes when you're like hungry, and I meal prep, so I always have stuff ready and
Yeah.
prepared for me. So it's never like a huge deal anyway. But just to like, I'm a small person. I have to carry a lot of things around. So if I had just extra hands to like hand it to me, and also like driving, I freaking hate driving, man. Like that's all you want to do when you're younger.
Yeah.
Like now, I'd rather just like sit in the car and have somebody drive me everywhere.
Totally. Yeah. And I mean, you probably have a lot more traffic over there where you're at compared to where I'm at. Like, I've been working from home since 2015. And I think combined between my wife's vehicle and mine, we put like 6,500 miles on it per year. Like, we just don't drive. Like, I'm with
Yeah,
you. Like,
I travel all the time to train, like hours at a time. I
yeah.
never, I have a close gym, but I travel so much to get different looks. Like after this interview today, I'm gonna drive 3 hours to, there's some local MMA fights that I'm commentating on. They asked me to do the commentary, so I'll be doing that this
That's awesome.
weekend. But of course, while I'm in town over there, I'm gonna get some training in. So
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
go in a little early and train.
You showed some of your tattoos there. How many tattoos do you have?
I have a lot. My arm is like a full MMA and Jiu Jitsu sleeve, like all my gym logos, like from
Yeah.
all the professors. I have my belt colors. I'm a brown belt, so it has like up to brown on Resilient here. That's when I had like my ACL and knee and everything done. They didn't think I would be able to be an athlete after that. This was years ago.
Yeah.
Obviously, I proved that wrong. I have my
Right.
gym logo right here. Wolf Queen on my knuckles. I have like brass knuckles across my rib cage. I actually have a tattoo appointment next week. I'm going to get our gym motto, not all family is blood, down my shin. So
Come on. That's awesome. I'm a music guy, so I love to ask the question, like, what's the favorite type of music for you? Or do you have a favorite band that you like to listen to?
So it kind of depends. When I'm sparring and like getting ready to train, I listen to, I guess people call it like ratchet Miami music because it gets my feet moving. So I'm
Nice.
never allowed to pick the music at the gym because they
Okay.
say like Cardi B WAP will come on just because it comes on that station. I
Right.
didn't pick it; it just comes on that station. So I kind of got banned from the gym stereo.
Okay.
So like John, like my partner, he owns the gym and he always plays like a lot of Clutch. So which is good sparring music too. So I'll allow
Totally.
that to happen. And then Trevor, one of the older guys at the gym, his playlist sucks. So
Okay. That's awesome.
he's gonna listen to this and get so mad at me.
Right. Well, speaking of that, I wanted to give you an opportunity to give a shout out to coaches, teammates, gym sponsors, anything like that. The camera's all yours.
Yeah, for sure. So John Shell, obviously, he's my main jujitsu instructor. He's my partner. He's former world champion, black belt, and he puts up with my crotchety attitude. So like, kudos to him. And then I adore my coaches. I have Josh Robinson. He's one of my Muay Thai striking coaches. I even have a tattoo for him because his nickname was Short Stack. So I have like pancakes on my wrists. It's a little short stack. And he's helped my striking come so far. Like when he moved to the area, I begged him to be my coach, and now he's like part of the family. My other striking coach, Trevor Hayes, who I'm doing commentary with this weekend, he works with me like 3 to 4 days a week. I trained with him this morning, and I can't thank him enough for that. And that gym, Knuckle Up, it's another gym that I get to go to, and all the guys there have helped me. I have a strength and conditioning coach, Cricket, who I absolutely hate because it's a lot of cardio.
Okay.
And but I've worked with him for years, and he really knows what he's doing. And then of course, like the lineage of my professors, John's professor Rubal Carioca, and his professor Joe Moreira, who's like a legend, was in like the first couple of UFCs. He's a red and white belt, which is pretty rare. He'll actually be in town doing a big promotion ceremony next week. We get to see him like once a year, so it's really nice having that long history of like jujitsu and then the Muay Thai as well.
Yeah. So cool. Samantha, such an honor to have you on my show. I love your mindset, love your story. So cool, man. Keep changing the world, and so appreciate you taking the time out of your day to jump on a call with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I had a blast.
Thank you so much for watching the show today. I appreciate it. If you could, please leave a rating and review on our Apple podcast. The link is down below. That helps us get our message out, get the show out, helps us get ranked out there on the Apple podcast. Also, leave a comment below, man. I'd love to know what part of this show made the most impact on you. I respond to every comment on there. And please share this video, whether you're watching on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Please share it out. We want to make sure that we impact as many people as we can with the guests that come on my show and highlight those guests and what they've got going on, and they're changing the world. So thank you so much for the time. So appreciate it. Have an awesome day.